It's impossible to imagine a Mississippi without cotton. For decades, the rich soil of the Mississippi Delta has produced some of the country's finest cotton yields. But much of that history has been lost as new machinery and methods of cultivation have modernized the industry. Now, by visiting the Mississippi Agricultural Museum, you can get a first-hand look at how it used to be, thanks to the generosity of Charles McMahon, who donated what's become the oldest operating cotton gin in America.
My name's Ethel Nelson. This is my daddy's cotton gin.
He acquired it when I was in about the 6th grade, and so that was my little hideout and where I went and tinkered around.
You know, this was our playhouse. This was our tree house, playhouse, dollhouse, everything. We went straight here to play.
And we used to find some neat stuff.
And I found old bottles.
I think we found an old sign one time.
Wrenches that they used to work on an engine were just laying around.
I always find something old.
Toolboxes, old wooden toolboxes.
Go in and dig around in the dirt, because there was a lot of dirt in there.
It just fascinated me to go in there and see how it was put together and how it worked.
And I remember John, my brother, and my daddy kind of tinkering with the machine that was in there.
We loved following them down there because we were all country kids and riding horses and playing, and we would play in the bottom part of the gin while my brother and dad would work on the motor part.
Me and him piddled with it there for 3 or 4 months there, and finally got it to hit and crank up. Didn't run long, but we knew it would run. And when he found out it would still crank, he went ahead and put it in the paper, give it to the state. And Jim Buck Ross, Secretary of Agriculture at the time, contacted it, and they come down and blueprinted it, and they moved it up here.
This gin was donated here about 1987. We've spent the last 3.5 months tearing it apart and repairing things that were broken on it. The engine had got in bad repair, and it had a rod that was burned in it, and we found an old retired machinist that actually made us a bushing to go in the rod, so we rebuilt the engine. We tore down all the gin stands and cleaned them up, got all the rust off of everything, and put everything back into working order.
The old guy that used to run this engine had passed away about 5 years ago, so really nobody knew how to run it. I was able to take and locate the original owner's manuals and the different operator manuals for this engine, and taught myself basically how to work on this thing. And then studying the books and the operator's manual kind of got me into it and taught me how to run it. And it's actually a pretty manual engine. Everything, you have to watch it constantly. It's a pretty complicated machine to run, but once it gets going, it's a pretty powerful machine.
It's fascinating how it works. I mean, this one belt off that one engine runs everything in there.
This machinery was built in Amite, Louisiana in 1892. This gin would probably gin about, maybe if it was real good, 2 bales an hour, maybe a little more if it really pushed it. Where gins today, the new electronic systems can put out a bale in 45 to 60 seconds. However, we can't forget to remember that the ginning process is exactly the same as Eli Whitney invented in the 1700s. It's no change. It's still a saw running between 2 ribs and pulling the lint from the seed, and the seed falls out and the lint goes into the press. And that's really something remarkable that Eli Whitney dreamed that up because he got tired of pulling the lint off of the seed with his hands. And he came up with this idea, and it's been there ever since. We have a suck pipe outside. The wagon would pull up there with the cotton on it, and the man that owned the cotton would start sucking his cotton up with a telescope, and it would come in the gin and come in up here to this yellow box up here, and then go in this distributor box and fall down in the gins. Now, if it's more coming in than these 3 gin stands are ginning, it falls out in the overflow. And then when you get through on the wagon, you take this telescope and suck up the overflow, and that gets his whole bale. The seed fall out and go out and are blown out in the seed house. And that's the separation of the 2 parts of the cotton, the lint and the seed. And then when we get the bale in the press, well, we turn the press and press it out and tie it out and get it ready for another bale. And that's the process.
This is a part of history, and once this history is gone, once it's left to rot away or rust away, then future generations won't have any idea. All they can do is go to a book and see maybe a picture in a book or a drawing, but this way they can actually come here and visit and actually see how things operate and see the massiveness of it and the construction of it. And we just have a passion here at the Ag Museum for preserving history and for preserving artifacts so that future generations, our grandchildren, great-grandchildren, can come here and tour through the facility and see how it used to be a long time ago.
He was so proud of this cotton gin. If he was here today, he would be grinning from ear to ear. I mean, he loved the cotton gin.
It pulls our family together, and we're very proud of it, and we were so ecstatic when they brought it here for Jackson and everybody else to come and look at. It's really important to us that people know how important this gin is to everybody. And it is history, and I hope it does remain.